in Superstore?
Yes, we're live. You can go to my Facebook and share it if you want to. And I'll do the intro to the show while you do that.
Got it.
Facebook.
All
Welcome.
right.
You're welcome. I'm back.
Thank
But
you,
today,
Miss Linda Marcus Smith.
yeah,
The
the
one and
lady
only Miss Vegas.
Miss Vegas, Sin City, here we are. Listen, I started this show so you could get to know and fall in love with comedians. And that's today on Comic Spot. You've got one of the funniest women on the East Coast right here in your living room. You don't even have to put your pants on to see her. You can just see her. So
There
kick
you go.
back. We got the show. It's brought to you by my one and only paid exclusive sponsor, ahabroadway.org. Shout out to them. Thanks for seeing the value. They do comedy training, Ruthy, for seniors and veterans, and they do it for children. Comedy, stand-up, improv. So
nice.
Go to ahabroadway.org because Chris Murphy's teaching comedy. We know he's something.
Yes, unbelievable.
So that's your paid announcement there, you know.
There you go. And we'll spread
and now,
too.
Yeah. And now we got to introduce my esteemed guest of the morning. Oh my gosh, wait until you hear this intro that she sent me. My goodness sakes. I have to go on over here for a second. Bear with me. Here's her intro. Ruthy was born in her mother's friend's living room, giving her automatic bragging right to tell people she was born to entertain.
Yep.
Ruthy's of Dominican descent, born and bred in the Bronx, New York. Forget about it. Ruthy has experience working all over the entertainment industry, from being in front of the audience and working behind the scenes in radio, television, cable, magazines, and producing her own shows.
Yes,
that's right.
Ma'am.
The love of entertainment has inspired Ruthy to create her very own scented candle company, Celebriscents.
There you go.
Celebriscents. Celebriscents is a scented candle company that celebrates people, places, lifestyles through aromatherapy with a cute celebrity twist. Check out the website at www.celebriscents.com. Lastly, did you know back in the early 90s, when there was no such thing as direct deposit, Ruthy used to stuff Howard Stern and Robin Quivers' paychecks in an envelope while working at the New York radio station 92.3 K-Rock. Well, she did. It's true, and you can verify it. You can catch Ruthy performing all over New York City and Long Island, doing stand-up at many popular clubs in the New York area. So welcome to Comic Spot, the amazing Ruthy Ferrera. Yay!
Thank you so much, Linda. Wow, great intro. Wow.
Thank you. That's the best part of my day. What?
The sunshine you get from the West Coast. Nice.
Yes. Ruthy, talk to me. You're here. Tell me what's going on in New York in your life right now, and then we'll go back into your childhood up to the rest of your life.
Surely, wow, there is a lot going on, a lot happening. Like ever since the pandemic began to die away and they opened up the comedy clubs, we're just getting pulled from every direction to perform on stage again. And how we met on Zoom comedy, it just left us that void that once that the comedy clubs open, that's all we want to do is get on stage, and that's what we're doing. And actually yesterday I performed on a Tuesday night at the Greenwich Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And as we all know, New York City, the city that doesn't sleep, people were at the club, people were outside the club. It's just people walking everywhere. It's just, you know, New York is actually doing better with the COVID and the pandemic. And people are just flocking everywhere, and they're also flocking to the comedy clubs.
Yay.
So
That's
there's a
so
lot
wonderful.
going on. I'm people calling me, and I'm gonna actually this Saturday I have a show at Broadway Comedy Club at 6 p.m. That's an exciting industry room show. So you're gonna get fun, up and coming back-to-back comics doing their thing. And I'm sure they're gonna have a great headliner there. And then the following week, Friday, September 17th, I also have I'll be at Stand Up New York on West 78th Street with some powerhouse headliners. We have Vlad Camaño,
Wow.
we have Dante Nero, and also oh my God, I have a mind blank right now. I know his last name is Reese. He's an excellent comic. But yeah, there is just so much going on. So
Wow.
much going on.
I'm so glad. That's awesome. You're really getting out there getting booked lately. I've noticed it.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. And you know, in comedy, you can't stop. You gotta keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yes. Let's go back into your childhood. Like this is my childhood playing with toys. What talk to me about what's in your past? What when you grew up, were you funny? Were you nerdy? Were you quiet? Were you always in trouble? Who were you in school?
Believe it or not, in school, I was, wow, a little bit of everything. I was quiet. I was joyful. I was with the groups of people, believe it or not. Now, this is going back to middle school, where we were doing the yo mama jokes. And believe it or not, as you know, yo mama jokes are true blue comedy. Those are one-liners. And I
Yes.
guess I got some of that from there. And growing up in the Bronx, sitting in front of your building, sitting in the stoops of your building, all the jokes were flying here and there. So I was a charlatan. I was a little joker.
What do you remember saying or doing the earliest? What's the funniest thing you remember doing or saying at a young age?
Oh wow, great question. I like to edutain, like entertain with some throwing some education in there as well. And just coming up with creative stuff. We create, like today, the teenagers today with their iPhones and the TikTok and this and that. Everything is all on this, on the phones and on the computer. We didn't grow up with none of that. Everything was here. The creativity was here, you
Yes.
know? And I think with the part of the creation, the creativity, that's where some of the comedy comes out. That's where, you definitely have to be creative.
Yes, yes. So when you were young, you were a jokester, and you have a descent from you're Dominican.
Yeah, I'm a first generation American. Both my parents were born in the Dominican Republic. My mother's from the capital of Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. And my father comes from a famous town where the best baseball players come from, San Pedro de Macorís in Dominican Republic. And they came to the United States and had me and my siblings in the
So
Bronx.
are you a baseball fan then?
Oh, yes, and I play it too. Oh, yeah, and I've always played it as a little girl. Stickball, baseball, wiffle ball, you named it. Anything with a bat and a ball.
I love baseball. I got to meet Jose Canseco. Do you know
Oh,
him?
wow, of course, yeah.
That
Yep.
was it was thrilling for me to get to meet him. Thrilling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We have a place here in Vegas where all the celebrities come for autograph signings. So I can be like Jack Hoffman out in Jersey.
Oh, wow. Now, was he as big as he was back in the day, or he slimmed down a bit?
No, well, he's still on the verge. I wouldn't call him thin, but I wouldn't call him overweight. He's gorgeous.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he always been.
He's a hunk.
Wow. Uh-huh. And doesn't he have, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't he have a twin brother or something? I thought
That-
he did.
That's
So
so
a brother that
interesting.
looks just like him.
Wow. If I'd have known that, I have a twin brother.
You do?
Yes, I have a twin
So you're a
brother.
fraternal twin.
Yes,
Ain't that something? Is he
yeah.
fun and lively like you?
He's funnier than I am, and he
Look
won't
at
go on
that.
stage. He says I
Wow.
look just like him in drag.
Oh, wow. That is funny. That is too cute. And you guys get along and everything?
Not really, because I was
Oh,
raised by my mom and he was raised by my dad, and they didn't get along.
oh,
So whatever. Yeah.
oh.
How many siblings do you have, Ruthie?
We are four, two boys, two girls, and it always came out perfect when it came to playing the boarding games. You have four, two boys, two girls. And then my mother again had the great opportunity to have the boys first, the two older brothers, and then me and my sister. And the boys were always there to protect us.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I'm the baby of four.
Ah, my gosh.
But
So
trust, I'm
growing
always
up being the
spoiled.
baby, were you always submissive and shy because of it around them, or did you fight hard to get your word in?
Uh, mm, I tell you this, I was the antenna. I was the remote control, back then where we all watching TV or something. Ruthie changed the channel. Ruthie fixed the antenna, So, but then at the dinner table, because I was the finicky, picky one, I wouldn't eat my food. And of course, the older siblings would be like, "You want that? You want that?" And I would, make them fight for it. That's how I would get them back.
That's great. So when you were growing up, you started finding out you were funny at about what age, how, and who encouraged you, or what made you go up on stage?
Um, Probably, as I got a little bit older in middle school, but I probably had it there during elementary school. But in middle school, I was told, "Oh wow, you're funny," or whatever. Or when we would say "yo mama" jokes, I would invent my own, and when I would say it, everybody would laugh. So that would tell me, "Oh, maybe I do have something." But I will tell you this: I've always worked within entertainment. I've always enjoyed comedy, love comedy. Sadly, I lost my mother 2.5 years ago to Alzheimer's,
Sorry.
and I used to be her caretaker, and I would take care of her. And the day that I guess the comedy heavens took her, I felt a void, like wow, like something was missing. And I would lie to myself if I ever like just would never get back into entertainment. And I said, let me take this opportunity and do something about it. And I took a writing, a comedy course that Caroline's used to offer, the famous Caroline's on Broadway in New York City. I took it and I would write some fun, great lines, and people encouraged me, Ruthie, why don't you try stand up? Something that never crossed my mind. But I loved comedy. I've always loved all comedians. I love what they do. Never crossed my mind. Took the class. We had a little graduation show. To my surprise, it was a nice, decent crowd. People were laughing their heads off, and I couldn't believe the joy. And from there, it stuck. Now you can't get me off the stage.
Who
I
taught
love it.
who taught that class at Caroline?
Her name is, oh, it's funny. Her name is Linda Smith, believe it or not.
That's why
You know who she
I asked.
is?
That's
Yeah.
that's why I go by Linda Marcus Smith. She's like, oh no, you don't. I'm like, okay, you win.
Yeah. She's great. She's a comic herself. She
She's
did
like
her thing.
she's like me because we both have brain injuries.
She's great though. You're great as well. And
Thank you.
yeah, she did her thing back in her day, like performing with, I mean, big people.
Yes, yes.
And with the famous, what was her name? Oh my God, that she oh God, she hasn't been in public in a while, but she did she did like a spin-off of The Simpsons. You know who I'm talking about. Oh my God, is she British? Wow, that's another thing. The memory part is like, and that's another reason why I got into comedy, because it forces me to try to remember my jokes.
Yes, that it's helped my brain injury.
Oh wow.
Well, when I was first telling jokes, I would see like a remote control and I would write a joke about a remote control. Well, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember that. It had nothing to do with me. And
Mm-hmm.
when you get into it, then you start writing about yourself and then you can remember your jokes.
Yeah, yeah. And it forces you, because in my family, we suffer unfortunately from Alzheimer's, and I'm afraid that I may be the next target. And I did something, I got into it to try to force me to make my brains better, like exercise my mind, exercise my brain.
Yes, I gotta tell you, I have to stop here for a second to tell you it is not easy to be a caregiver, especially for someone who you're slowly losing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A slow,
Been there,
painful,
done it.
oh, wow. I congratulate you for having the wherewithal to stick to it to the end, Ruthy. And I'm so sorry you lost her that way, that you
Yeah.
lost her that way.
And then here's the funny part. It's funny that my grandmother, this is my mother's mother, she passed away the same thing, or like old age, but she passed away in the late 90s. But then my great grandmother, this is my mother's grandmother, she passed away at 113.
Did
So
she have all her faculties when she passed?
yeah, well, at 113, I mean, you know. But yeah, it's not easy, being the caregiver, and there's so much going on. You're getting booked here, then you work full time, you handle this, you handle that, and there's so much going in my mind that sometimes I fear, because I do naturally forget stuff. My doctor thinks that there's just so much going on in your life.
Yes.
But sometimes I fear, could it be Alzheimer's I could be catching, or
Yes, absolutely. Like my mother, she died of advanced osteoporosis, and I just got diagnosed with it myself. So
wow.
I know the fear that you're talking about, inheriting
Yeah,
something.
you look so great and fantastic. If you didn't mention none of that, I wouldn't have known anything.
It's in my shoulders, they're disintegrating, and my hands, feet, and hips. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's really bad. But you gotta, comedy makes me think positive. So
Yes, it does. It does for everybody. Yeah. And a
yeah.
lot of people think that a lot of people, the comedians become comics because of bad things that happen in their past or whatever, or they're used it to hide what they're going through, like to hide their depression or whatever. And it's not necessarily true.
No, a lot of times, and we have a passion that other people know what we went through and what we overcame to give them encouragement and laugh about it.
Yeah. Yep. My thing is, I like to give joy to people. It's a big high when you get on stage, that whatever crap you scribbled on a paper, when you say it on a loudspeaker, on a microphone, you move the crowd.
Wow.
That's magical. That is so magical. It really
Yes.
is. It's the creativity, that whatever that you thought in your mind, it could be the corniest joke, but you made five people even go like this. That's magical,
What's your
you know?
favorite joke that gets a big response? What's it about? Or what is it?
Um, and I actually made this up many, many, many years ago when there was no type of comedy in my realm. I brought it back, and this is a New York joke, though I couldn't use it like in Chicago or LA or whatever. When I say I've eaten so much, I'm so fat that nothing fits me anymore. The only belt that fits me is the Belt Parkway. People scream with that, and what else? Oh, there's a lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff.
I
My
love
thing,
that.
I love a lot of surprises. I like to, I'm not so good in one-liners though. That I want to improve myself with. And I wish I can imitate people. I wish I can do that.
Oh yeah, I wish.
Impersonate. I can't do that.
Yeah, I like making fun of impressions. Like, I can do an impression of all the Von Trapp family singers.
Oh, wow.
When they called them out and they weren't there.
Wow.
Like who? Here's my impression of DB Cooper. Are you ready?
Let's do it. Go ahead. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I can't do impressions.
No, that's yeah, that's not me. I don't make good impressions. Not even do voices. Like I have a son, he makes a good Indian voice, like Hindu, and I can't even do that. The only thing I can do is Spanish because it's my natural. I can make fun of Spanish people, but I can't even do a British voice. Like, you want a glass of water? I can't even do that. And
I
if I
think
did that and did impressions, oh my God, who knows where I'd be.
Could you do an impression of your Dominican great grandmother at 113?
Yeah, look, believe it or not, she used to be a smoker in her late 90s. Yeah, she was a smoker. That's strange, and she lasted that long.
Wow.
And she would have her nightgown or whatever, her, in Spanish we say bata, like a nightie, not a nightie, but like a long t-shirt or something, and it will have holes on them from the cigarette burns. Yeah, that's strange that you would think, right? We all know that cigarettes are unhealthy, but yet explain that she smoked but lasted over 100 years, 110 years old.
Wow.
Explain that.
Maybe she didn't get the cigarettes with the Surgeon General warning.
I don't know which cigarettes she was smoking. Maybe they were the natural kinds in the Dominican Republic.
There you go. That's
That we got to learn her secret of how she lasted so long.
Yes. Some people, they have a lot of vices and they make it to a ripe old age.
And I heard that she was a very joyful, peaceful person. Like maybe, who knows? Because comedy does, you get good benefits out of comedy. It's
I
good for
agree.
your brain, your wellness. It stimulates the brains. It lowers your stress level, lowers your, heart pressure, your blood pressure.
Yes. Talk to me about being around Howard Stern's place of work. I'd
Oh,
like
back
to hear it.
then, oh, it was a lot of fun. I couldn't think of anywhere else to work in. It was a lot of fun. And of course, back then, radio was so big. Back then, when there was no internet, no Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, none of that. It was just the good old fashioned television, radio, magazines, and we thought we ruled the world. We never saw all this internet and social media stuff coming. It was all fun and games and all good.
Wow.
A lot of fun. Great guy, great staff that he worked with. I still stay in touch with a lot of people.
Wow.
Stuttering John, he's in the West Coast now. Jackie the Joke Man Martin has always been in the East Coast. He still is. A lot of fun, a lot of great people. Gary Delabate is still here. All of them are still in the East Coast. A lot of fun. Played softball together, Christmas parties. Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Wow. I was hitting up Robin Quivers to see if I could interview her because she's also a female veteran like me.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah, she was a nurse.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. A lot of fun back in those days, I tell you. And everybody, oh, how's Howard Stern, how's this and that. You know, in real life, I always tell people, he was such a great, quiet, timid, but the second he gets behind the mic, that's a different story. And my God, the success that came
Yeah.
out of that, I tell you.
I remember I came to live in Brooklyn in the mid 90s, and
Uh-huh.
you could not walk one block in New York City anywhere then,
Yeah.
and everybody was out on the street listening to Howard Stern out loud.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I tell you. It was and it's funny because I was never into like classic rock and was never into talk radio and stuff, but working there just changed my whole life. I wish I can go back, but it's just not the same.
No.
You know, too much competition out there. You have Netflix, you have all these streaming places, and radio
Yes,
is not the same.
not at all. It's really, really, really changed.
Yep.
You have to get going because you're on your lunch break at work. But would you like to
It's a
take
lot
the
of fun.
I'd like you to take as much time as you want right now to say anything you want to say to people, how to be better people, how to survive a pandemic, how to win friends and influence people, how to make it in comedy, anything you want to talk about. And when you need to stop, I'll close out the show.
Well, definitely, I would tell everybody, treat one another with respect. Be humble, especially as comics. This was one of a lot of things that we're told. Don't brag. Again, just be humble. Be the most friendliest person you can be. And the comedy community is a very tiny knit community. Never talk bad about other comics, and never tell anybody that they're not funny. Because that person may not be funny to you, but that person could tell a joke in Idaho, in Kansas, who knows, in the middle of Brooklyn, and will be so funny to them, to the people over there. Everybody's funny in their own way, you know? And just enjoy life, enjoy laughter, laugh a little more. That's all I can say. Just laugh a little more. Go to the comedy club. There's so much benefits, of going there. You're not only you're decreasing your stress levels, you're decreasing high blood pressure. You're adding more joy. It takes just involuntary movements to create a smile, which is harder to create a frown, you know? So it's easier just to smile and laugh. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of great benefits that come out of it. You last longer.
Yes.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And maybe this is why my grandmother and great grandmother lasted so long, past in the 90s.
Wow.
And no
That's
stressing.
wonderful. That's great encouragement.
I hope everybody can follow what I said. If not, just whatever, kill each other, do what you gotta do. And respect everybody's whatever they believe in, whether religion, politics, or whatever. We can all still get along because basically we're all the same people.
That's right. None of us is any better than the other.
By the way, before I leave, remember the two names that I wanted to come up with? Well, the other headliner was Ryan Reese.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the stage with him. And the other woman that Linda Smith worked with, Tracy Ullman.
Oh my God.
How could I forget her? You see
Ruthy.
how I had the mind block before, but now it came back.
Tracy Ullman. Oh
You
my
can't
God.
get better than her. She is out of this. She does it all. Impressions, voices, physical comedy, just does it all. Does it all. Unbelievable talent.
I'll give you $100 if in
Mm.
your Venmo if you get me an interview with Tracy Ullman.
Oh wow. Wow. That'd be something else.
I would Venmo you
I
so
couldn't even tell you where she's at right now.
fast.
Who knows if here in Manhattan I pass by her every day or maybe she's in Vegas, right next to you.
Maybe. I know Shecky Green lives here.
Look at that. Well, there you go.
You never know
Wow.
who you're gonna meet at Rite Aid.
Yep, you're in Sin City and I'm in the city that never sleeps.
Yes, absolutely. The Big Apple. Ruthy Ferrera.
You got
Ferrera.
it. Yep,
Oh, I almost butchered it. I kind of did.
it's
So
okay.
hopefully remind everybody where they can catch you. You're going to be where and when?
Yep, this Saturday, September 11th, I'll be at Broadway Comedy Club at West 53rd. They're in the Times Square district, 6 p.m. Come, you don't even have to check me out. Come see the other comics. Look, forget the other comics. Just go and have a good time. Just laugh. Make yourself live longer. That's all. And then next week, Friday, September 17th, I'll be at Stand Up New York at West 78th. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Again, you have fantastic headliners like Ryan Reese, Vlad Camaño, and the brave, the bold Dante Nero. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just get some laughs out there.
Oh my
Come
gosh.
join us.
Thank you so much. You gave me goosebumps all over my body. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one, Linda.
You too,
See
Ruthy.
you
Love you
soon.
lots.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.